I got one of the best questions I think I've ever gotten on this YouTube channel the other day. And the question was this: does that mean we just have to be happy all the time? Is that what spirituality is? Now, a lot of us wanting to go and understand spirituality to better our lives, to better our relationships, to manifest things that we want, need to understand one overarching truth before we can actually practice the spirituality in a way that gives us the life we want. And that part is to understand what you are authentically. What makes you you? All of this is part of ego, and I'm going to show you how to distinguish between that. So going back to that question that I got this week, do you just have to be happy? The short answer is no. You don't just have to be happy. You have to experience certain emotions for what they are. I want to show you how we do that to amplify ourselves and our understanding of what we authentically are so that we can start changing our lives. So there's a difference between being happy as a choice and happy as an experience. If I drive a really fast car, I get very happy because I like going fast, but that's experience. Now, if I'm happy just being myself, that's a choice. And we got to distinguish between the two. We can't walk around and go, I'm happy, nothing's going to bug me, and someone throws a tomato at my head or shoves an ice cream on my forehead and says I'm a unicorn, and I'm just going to be okay with that. Because I'm really not going to be okay with that. I can't go, I'm meant to be happy and try and fight off what the experience is trying to show me. That's not going to help me become spiritual. So what am I meant to do? Which emotion must I choose to experience? And it kind of comes down to none at all. No emotion at all. It's beyond emotion. It's the place that emotions come from. Now, when we're feeling happy versus feeling angry, happy and angry, I'm sure you'll agree, we can make completely different decisions. And angry decisions are not necessarily something that happy decisions would agree with. Like angry you might get into a fight, might cause trouble or something because someone tried to hit on your girlfriend and you were like, nope, that stops here. But happy you would never have responded that way. Drunk should be one here as well. But to realize the same way your drunk behavior is completely different to the sober behavior, it's the same difference from drunk and sober as it is to happy, sad, sad, anxious. The difference between these emotions is the same distance as drunk and sober. But to understand how this all works, we got to stop making decisions out of these places. And here is why. The ego uses these emotions as a reaction to something. So what is all of this for? The ego uses that as a reaction to things the way they're going. If you get to drive a nice car, that is an experience. You will be happy. You will feel the excitement. It will be cool. If someone evicts you from the place that you're renting, you will not be happy. What these emotions are actually doing when we allow them to be the state of self that we are in, we start resonating on their frequencies. So if we start resonating on a happy frequency, the reflection of that will come in. It's as simple as changing your shirt. It's as simple as putting on a different color shirt and standing in the mirror. How long does it take for the mirror to reflect the new shirt? It's instant. So energetically, as soon as you go into happy, boom, you start vibrating happy, and happy things, or the confirmation or reflection of happiness, starts finding its way to you. It wants to be a part of your experience, to reflect that happiness to you. Now, we can stop using emotions as a reaction to things, and we can start choosing our emotions. But how would you know which one you are? You're none of them. You're something else completely. You're a spiritual vibration of itself. You are vibrating your essence. That is one of unity, love, fulfillment, everything you could possibly dream of in your ego, like people, places, things, everything you can come up with in your head is you at the core. And that's how it's speaking to you, through these images in your head. Now what happens is when you're attached to the actual outcome and not just being that frequency, these emotions are reactions, and then they start to call upon the thing to show you this. This is the control that life wants to teach you to have over these things. Because if you don't know who you authentically are, then when you are feeling happy and your actions are going to be of happiness, that's the authentic you in that moment. But angry you is completely different. And you start to think you are that version. But have you ever had regrets? Have you ever? Let me know in the comments. Like, How long ago was your last regret? That's my question I'm asking you. I want to see your answers in the comment section. When was the last time something happened that you look back on and you regret? And that's because they're not coming out of the authentic you. They're coming out of your reactive emotions. So what we have to do with this is to understand the authentic you. From what place, combined with what experience, even creates the emotion. And it's that self-frequency of you, of love, of unity, like I said. So when you get to that knowing of what that is, and don't worry, I will show you exactly how to do it, or at least get started on that process. Give it a like if that's something you want to see. Like, I know it's coming in this video, but it helps me on the algorithm. But what happens over here, to get back to that authentic you, is you get out of thought, which is going to create the emotion. If you were unable of thinking, you wouldn't experience emotion. You'd experience a state of self, because you wouldn't feel anything. So these feelings, what we've got to do is go, okay, get out of what's creating them, then our actions and our frequency won't vibrate on them, and we won't have this piano tune of different things coming, being pushed away. You know what I mean? If we're vibrating on different frequencies, we're calling upon then sending back a whole bunch of spiritual orders. And that's what we're doing. Prayers, manifestation. It's your spiritual shipping order. It's the things you're shipping in from universe. You're like, hey, cool, bring in my Lamborghini. I don't feel good about myself. Okay, hold on that order, please send it back. And the universe will listen to you every single time. It never says no. But you just got to learn how you are actually asking. If it's by reacting emotionally, you're going to ask a million different things and sway between the different things that aren't you. So how do you take control of these emotions? How do you get to the you that isn't a reactive, emotional, spin the wheel and see what comes up? The way we get in touch with this authentic self is by getting rid of the thinking. It might sound stupid to not think, but let me explain what I mean by not thinking. We have what if running 24/7 in our brains, unless we calm that down, and that's ego. And one way to understand what ego's core vibration is, what note it's vibrating on, it's the note of fear, which is the opposite of your authentic self. Fear, your brain can't distinguish between an authentic thing to be scared of, like a lion coming to bite and rip your face off, and an imagined fear in your brain. Your body can't tell the difference. Your mind believes everything you tell it. So if you're sitting going, oh God, what if they find out that I didn't finish this on time? It was an accident, but what if they see it this way? Your body starts the chemical reaction of that fear-based thought. Everything ego is always fear-based. So if your emotions are coming out of ego, meaning the definition of self and the fear of something, it is from fear always. The authentic you is beyond fear because it's unbreakable, it's untouchable, it's untaintable. So fear is only in the ego, not in the authentic you. And what you're going to do to stop that thinking is become aware of the moment. Now, I've said it on a lot of my videos, but I'm going to say it again to get very clear here because of those of you who haven't seen my videos. But if you have seen my awareness technique and you want to skip past it, I'll put the timestamp here of where to go next to get past the awareness technique. So for those of you who have not seen my awareness technique, it's about connecting with your senses. And what that does is get you out of the what if, the thinking, and into the present moment. And the process looks something like this. I'm going to notice my ability to see. Now what I mean by that is I'm not going to identify camera, TV, whiteboard, microphone, guitar, light. I'm going to become aware of the distance between my head, my face, and the thing that I'm trying to see, that I'm trying to look at. So whatever I'm looking at, I become aware of the distance. I'm here and the camera is there, but what's the distance? And I just become aware with sight. And we do that with 4 or 5 things. Then we close our eyes, we move on to sounds. Now it's not again, I hear a bird chirping, I hear the pillow scratching on my hair, I hear a car. It's not about identifying, it's again identifying close sounds. So maybe it is the pillow, but you're identifying the distance between you and the sound. And then the bird, between you and the bird, between you and the cars. And you get further and further away, naming 4 or 5 sounds as well. Then you get into smell. So your eyes are closed, you've done the hearing, you've done the sight, you're going to smell. You're not going to go, I smell dirty socks. You're going to go, I have the ability to smell. Hopefully it's not dirty socks because I don't think they'll be too pleasant. But what you got to do is connect with this ability to smell in 3 breaths. So you just So those kind of calm breaths. And with the same breathing, connect with the ability to taste. Not what do I taste, but oh wow, I have the ability to identify things through taste. And then you're going to go into feeling. Your body can feel temperature. It can feel clothes. It can feel texture. And become aware that over your whole body, there's actually a sensation that you're not always aware of. You're going to do that for 3 or 4 breaths. And once you've done all 5 senses, you're going to open your eyes. And what you're going to notice is the talking, the internal dialogue that's on autopilot is off because you're very aware of the moment. So the fear-based ego thinking has completely stopped. Because of this awareness, you now go, wow, I'm in this moment. This is where I actually am. I'm not at the potential car crash. I'm not at the potential airplane explosion. I'm not at that place. I'm here. I'm not waiting. I'm not in my head at the catastrophe event. I'm in this moment. And in this moment, you can feel gratitude, relief. A lot of these emotions that I speak about that are fear-based are actually from holding the thing you're scared of at bay. Like the thing of that ridiculous what if of an airplane coming through and crashing through your car, so you're going to speed up to get away from it. I know we all have these thoughts. And in that moment, maybe not that hectic, but in that moment is to go, fine, airplane, crash into me. Now, I'm not saying intentionally do dangerous things and put your life and other people's lives at risk. But what I'm saying is challenge the fear in your mind and stop letting it control your actions. I surrender. That giving up to the thing you're scared of, and then you realize, hold on, no airplane crashed into me, is how you realize that this was all a deception. This was all an illusion to keep you trapped within yourself. And once you break through and it's no longer fear, you'll realize that all of these things were linked to a desire for outcome. You wanted to feel a certain freedom from ego, and that already exists in you. And then you can get rid of this emotional reactive behavior. You have your true identity, your true self, which is where the actions must come from. So I went through a bad stage with my girlfriend for 4 years. I was punishing her non-stop for like the fear of her cheating. I was coming out of this place. I want you to do things differently. I'm angry about the way you did this. Let's turn it into a joke. Okay, now I'm anxious, she's cheating. Now I'm sad. Okay, I'm happy because I'm with her. I was on this emotional cartwheel system that was on and over and again, going over and over and over again. And the realization in the time was nearly impossible. All I did was doubt her. Every time I saw her online on WhatsApp, I said, take a screenshot and send me who you're speaking to. Now, a lot of women would say, Flip, how controlling, like you got a problem. And I did have a problem. And it was that my identity was dependent on her behavior. How much I could perceive of it is what controlled my life. Fear was my God. It controlled every aspect of everything, the entire relationship. And when I had my awakening, it was like, fine, fear, you or me, but we can't both be here. Either you're going to take me out, which I now give up for, come at me, bro, like take me if you need to, unalive me, or you get unalived and you're out of this because I'm not living with you anymore. And when I surrendered and I was like, let's actually get into the ring and sort it out with fear, fear was the coward who ran into the corner and hid. And I realized that he's only big and scary on the shadow when you look at him on the wall, but you're not actually looking at him. You're looking at that shadow and you're like, whoa, fear is scary. But you turn around and look where the torch or the flashlight is pointing. You go, oh wait, fear's tiny. That's in there. That's fear. But when the flashlight is on, he gets huge on the wall. And that's what happens, and it's all created by ourselves. So once we drop all of that and we come to this authentic place of peace and awareness of the moment and gratitude and fulfillment in the moment, that is the creative energy that changes everything. So coming back to that main question that I was asked by this absolute legend. No, you don't just have to be happy. It's beyond happy. Happy is a reflection here. But happy is closer to the authentic you than angry. Humorous is closer to that version of you than desire. Because what is desire, for example? Desire is saying I want, which means I don't have, which means I lack. If you lack, the universe goes, okay, we'll support you unconditionally. Here is the version of life to confirm what you say about yourself. And that's how powerful you are. If you say, I am worthy, I'm everything, I've got it all, I'm wealthy, I have the best relationships, I'm great, and you believe it, and you walk through your daily life as if that's your truth. You start vibrating on that frequency, and the reflection of that will come to show you where else to grow, or to be a confirmation of that state of self, which is the one you want. So that's desire. It works with all of these emotions. So no, you don't spend all day being happy. You spend the moment being aware and grateful, and that will make you happy, which isn't a fear-based response. That's a choice. I choose to be happy, and things will start changing around you because you're resonating on a different frequency. If you have any other questions, don't forget to leave them in the comments, because I love chatting to you guys. I love responding to comments and having chats with everyone. You guys can see on my last videos that I chat a lot in the comments. I hope to see you all on my next video. So if you want to see when that gets released, make sure you hit that little subscribe button, turn your notification bell on. And if you have a friend or family member that you think this will really help, make sure to hit that share button, copy the link and send it over. And together we can help make spirituality practical so that more people can manifest their dreams. Thanks so much for watching. Mad love and light.